Okay, sorry about this. This is about a book, part 2. I was not going to start over. Yes, my cat bumped her booty on my pad here and knocked it down before I was completely finished with this video. I just called it cat drama. And I don't even know where I was at before I had to start screaming, oh my goodness. So, like I said, going down this path, you're going to see a lot of things. If you haven't been there and you're just going through copying what other people are putting out there, but you're not really doing the research yourself, you haven't quite gotten the full effect of what this does to us. All right? We don't sleep well. We have nightmares. We look at people, and when we look at people now, we're looking to see their tattoos, what symbols they have on their tattoos. I notice that when people come in with children, I look at the child and I look to see, is this child being fed? Is this child malnourished? Is this child dressed properly? How is he touching this child? How is this child reacting to his touches? I can't help it. I can't help it. Because anybody can be this way, all right? It could be your neighbor. It could be someone you went to school with. It could be someone that you used to date. You never know anymore. And it's not bad that I'm doing this. It's because there's so many of them out there. There's so many of them. It's insane. And it makes me want to cry that there's so many of them out there. You have to be careful who you leave your children with. You have to be careful who you trust. You have to be careful what you do with your own personal information. Anytime you open up your home or your heart to someone, you've exposed yourself. You've made yourself more vulnerable. And people like me, when I date someone, I only see the good in them. I see their potential, I should say better. So when I like somebody, the first thing I'll see is who they could be, who they should be, who they possibly become. And I fall for that instead of seeing who the person actually is. This is why my marriage was a nightmare. I don't know if any of y'all know too much about it. My husband tried to kill me. He fired a rifle at me several times. But because I've always been blessed with Father Almighty, He protected me. And the pictures of the rifles, you can see them where they hit the floor, and they were just everywhere. I was running away from him as he was firing the rifle, and the rifle jammed. And he threw the rifle down on the ground, and my son, who was maybe 5 years old at the time, picked the rifle up, took the last shell that was in there out of the chamber, and then took the clip off and ran down the road with the clip in his hand. A 5-year-old. He knew to get that bullet out of the rifle, and he knew to take the clip so he couldn't fire them at me anymore. And he went and got help. I was trying to jump out of a window before help got to me. I had a lot of my hair pulled out. My shirt was covered in blood. No, he didn't shoot me. He beat the hell out of me. And the police did nothing when we called them. They said, well, are you in the house with them? I said, no, I got away. They said, well, you're fine then. I said, what do you mean I'm fine? I said, I have a handful of hair in my hand. I'm covered in blood. What do you mean I'm fine? I mean, I was shaking. And they're like, well, we're not sending an officer out there. I said, but I need him arrested. He tried to kill me. And they're like, we're not sending an officer there. They said, you want to file charges? Fine. You come down to the courthouse. You fill the paperwork out. So I got in my car and I went down there and I filled the paperwork out. And when I got there to fill the paperwork out, this is no friggin' lie, y'all. Y'all are going to be so upset. The clerk told me, well, the judge is out playing golf. And he's not going to put a warrant out for his arrest right now. I walked in there in the shirt covered with blood with the hair in my hand. And they weren't gonna send out an arrest warrant for him. So I'm even more shaken up. All right? I'm like, what in the hell? So then I had left the area and got my son away. And I think it was 2 weeks, maybe 3, I'm not remembering for sure. they finally picked him up. Okay? Now, when they picked him up, I think his bond was like $50 or something, and they released him. Okay? So now they released him, and they told me when I got to court, because I did file for divorce, I went and got an attorney, and I tried really hard to get a divorce, and the butthole would not sign the divorce papers. I wasn't asking for any money. I wasn't asking for anything. I just wanted to stay in the house and let my son finish school, and I just wanted him to stay the hell away from me. Oh no, he wasn't going to sign it. I'm going to sign it. I didn't want anything. I didn't want his name. I didn't want nothing. So I show up to court, and the prosecutor flat out told me, and I brought my son, and I brought someone from the church with me who at another incident had been in the house when John literally almost broke my finger because I was cleaning and I had her in the house. And he said they weren't going to bother listening to what I had to say. And note that John did not show up to court that day. All right, he wasn't even there. And I said, what are you talking about? I have witnesses. And I was like, we don't care. You're still married. I said, because he won't sign the divorce papers. They said, well, you can't do this. Maybe when you get a divorce, you can try. He said, but we're not going to hear your case, and it's been dismissed. So his mother was there in the courtroom, and she was smiling. Now, do you know that her husband beat her up too? And this is probably where John got it from. This woman was beat to a purple pulp almost every day of her life when she was married to her husband. All right, so she's sitting there smiling. Like, you're not going to get my child arrested. So I was furious. All right. I'm not going to go into the whole story. I can do another video on that. Actually, with all of it, I really want to write a book about it because this is how crazy this stuff is. But do know down the road, John did finally kill somebody. He shot this woman with a shotgun, and he claimed he did it because they were fighting over pizza. And some of you are going to say, wait a second, I remember hearing that about in the news about a man shot a woman over pizza. Yes, that was my ex-husband. So I'll make another video on that. I tried to reach out to a journalist, and we just could never connect. But I do want this story out because people need to understand, for this woman's sake that died, that she was not shot over pizza. But anyway, I'll make another video on that, and I can present some pictures, and hopefully maybe one day someone will help me write a book and get it out there because I'm doing it for her, not for me, because I don't want people to look at her picture and laugh at her. She was dating someone that shot her over a piece of pizza, because no, that's not it. So let's get back. I'm sharing that with you because I want you to understand that even though you can be married to somebody, you don't know who they are. So with what's going to happen here in the next couple of days, I do believe that it's not going to be very pretty, and I want everybody to be ready and to be prepared. I don't want anybody getting hurt. I don't want anybody trying to think they're a hero. Don't go out if the helicopters are flying over your house or you see police cars going up and down your street. Don't run out there with your hands waving in the air. Don't go out there with a gun pointing at any officers or any military members. Don't do anything stupid. Stay your ass in the house, all right? It's for your protection because they're doing this for you, all right? I'll try to make another video maybe when I get done with my eye appointment. My pupils will be dilated, okay? So if I get on here and it looks like I have demon eyes, it's because she dilates my pupils to look in the back of my head. So please don't think I'm possessed if I get back on here and I'm like, because I'm not possessed by any means, or at least I don't think I am. Thank God. What is up with these animals just knocking stuff over? Do you hear that? I don't want that there. So I'll try to make another video a little bit later. I'm hoping here before I go to the doctor to get some chapters in, and I'll take pictures and post them on my Facebook account. If you just happen to stumble upon this video and you're wondering, what in the world is this woman talking about? I have several videos on here. please look at them. Even look at my goofy ones with turtles and ducks and stuff, because I just love animals. They're awesome. You can find me on Facebook. I am on MeWe as well. You can find me there, and hopefully if Parler comes back up, you'll be able to find me on Parler. Like I said, this will be phase 1. Once we get done with this phase, we'll be moving into phase 2. And with that, I'm going to hopefully be able to help you through the next phase. Help you to help others. Let's just put it that way. Remember, we're all in this together. We're not going to laugh at anybody. We're not going to pick on anybody. And whatever ugly things they say to us, we're just going to say whatever. And we are going to walk in the light with God. And we're going to help people through this because they need us. And that's just the right thing to do. And if you don't want to do it, that's up to you. If you just want to hear the stories or watch my funny faces or listen to my crazy jokes or whatever it is. People say I'm really hilarious when I'm mad. So hopefully I never get mad on here. Let's just, whatever we got to do. But I really want people to have as much knowledge to understand what we're actually going into. And I honestly believe this is why God is wanting me to read this book and to go into more detail about it, because there's something in there I missed. So with that, this is part 2 of the book and the cat drama. So I love you guys, and I'll try to get on here when I get done with the eye appointment and tell you what I've gone through so far with, not with the eye appointment, but with the book. And if anybody wants to know how my eye appointment went, you can private message me and I'll tell you how terrible it was, her numbing my eyeball and poking and probing it and dilating my pupils and me trying to drive home, because no, they won't even let people go in the waiting room. You're going in and you're getting your pupils dilated, and then you have to drive home. What the heck? I don't want to wear all those, even if you got those things on, it's still not safe. And yes, the doctor's office isn't that far from my house, but it gives me a headache. And I have to drive home with some dilated pupils and those old people things that cover your glasses, trying to drive like this and think, please, Jesus, don't pull out in front of me, kind of thing. What the heck? I really wanted someone to go with me, but they're not allowing anybody to go to the office with you, and I think that just sucks. But so we'll see y'all later, and if I don't get on, please pray for me, and hopefully I didn't wrap myself around a telephone pole. So I'll see y'all in a bit. All right, thank you. Bye.